The past days, weeks, months were hard on me and on everyone. The flimsy peace is once again threatened. Terrorist attacks everywhere. My creation and the intellectual environment got out of control. As a matter of fact, Nadia had a point in preferring a lion's roar to a human's roar. In front of the latter, you don't stand a chance. It's as if reality itself had taken a powerful drug it can't wake up from. Not a synthetically obtained one, brimming with chemicals, but a homemade kitchen drug. Those are the most dangerous. Even here, off the continent, the tension is in the air. Nevertheless, people try to disguise it. They try to be reasonable. Someone has to. Let's do an interview, right? And with whom? With the one who's in some way responsible for it. Well, people don't know that. Miss Reporteress, just follow me. I'll show you the island. Like, not long ago I showed it to Nadia. Walking seems to me to be putting off the daily threats and situations one avoids to face. A globetrotter could cancel wars, could make them redundant, but will never be able to cancel his shadow, Kiana said. Now the reporter probably squints into her screen. She's irritated but keeps her composure. Am I to be blamed for other people's deviant minds? I despise guilt, because it's just not the way to tackle a problem. Things aren't binary. They aren't about control or guilt. Actually, guilt and control are each other's shadow, and I was always interested in finding something that is full and round, godly, like the perfect hideout, and doesn't have the need to cast a shadow of itself. The complete artist is the one that doesn't need to divide himself into artworks. In the beginning, the Kiana thing was like that. The chain of Nadia's gaze upon me that morning, that can't be broken. In fact, I feel it once again clutching me, both brutally and motherly. As I walk now around the island again, I presented to her the island that night. Now I'm revisiting that moment. Is it weird to make a documentary of someone's past? During that walk, Nadia was unusually calm, boiling inside, far from my scrutiny. She told me she knew everything would collapse, but that it was necessary to happen. What can you make of that? Perhaps it's a woman's asset to talk in riddles, on a low, wise voice, to build up the mystery around them. And even when that mystery is slightly counterfeit, to the extent that I, the man, would rather run away, it's still charming and melting that that particular woman chose you to bestow her berserk intuition upon your life's simple and logical deeds. Nadia truly was a shaman of her role as the intuitive woman. Her life was full of misery, and that misery kept her warm. That's what I told myself after meeting her by the gorge that morning. A slim young woman with a lace top and a skirt made out of what I then found out to be dreadlocks from a Rastafarian ex-boyfriend of hers. She scalped him after a one-night stand, and seamed that unspeakable skirt, the dry, blooded scalp around her womb, because all he thought of was her. Nadia had all sorts of one-night stands, I learned from her. Apparently, no man wanted her for more than one night, which is both awkward and understandable. Awkward if you consider she was a fine woman. understandable if you consider her rash temper. Moreover, she was fond of superstitions like no other. Zodiacs, tarot, ancient mythologies, and symbolism. Everything is related and means something, she used to say. The symbol of her miserable life? A lion. More accurately, a lion's roar. And oddly enough, that was part of her job description. She hunted lions' roars for a living. I guess she still does, but it comes easier to talk about her in the past. As you heard, she didn't hunt lions, because that would be atrocious. Poor animals, she said, but their very roars. According to Nadia, the roars reminded you of your inner self that you lock deep inside, and listening to them enables you to release the psychological pressure. Fear is the routine we choked our mental systems with, she used to say.